Being human.
Hmm.
All right. I've got some questions for you, Jasmine.
Yeah.
And these questions I ask to every guest, the same questions, and I'm only looking for short form responses. What advice would you give to your younger self?
I think maybe stop being so afraid. Um, like I think when I was little, I placed a lot of limitations upon myself in terms of what I'm supposed to do in life, you know, what I can do and what I cannot do. And I think for a very long time, I was too happy to be where I am. Um, and for a very long time, I didn't want to go to Toronto because I really love Saskatoon. It's such a nice, peaceful countryside with like animals. And I really didn't want to face, things like city life or academics or competition. Um, but ultimately, I think, you really do have to take that step. And after I did, I realized it's complicated, but I'm grateful I did. Um, yeah, and I think I would have done a lot more things when I was young if I hadn't been so, determined about what I'm set out to do. And if I let myself to roam a little bit more, I could have, you know, found more things I would have liked.
So, like, okay, cut yourself some slack.
Yeah.
What are the things you're most proud of?
Oh, um, oh my gosh. How long do
That
people
shouldn't be
usually
so
say that?
difficult. Come on, at least talk about one or two.
Mm, I'm very proud of being Asian.
Yeah, all right. Tell more.
I don't know. I feel like I was really ashamed to be Asian when I first came here, but like I love it. It's like such a
Why were
community.
you ashamed? Were you made to feel ashamed by others?
And no, it was more like just I don't understand the culture here. Like I was little and I didn't really know anything. But I think
Oh,
it's cool because um like first on a surface level, right? You get to be racist to your own race without being called out. You can make all of these jokes about like how Asian parents are just so harsh without being
I hear
people.
it all the time, every day.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. But it's also just like it's such a fun part of me. Like imagine how boring it'd be if I was just a normal Canadian kid, you know? It opens up so more new things. Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, what are the things that make you feel scared, or at least one or two?
I mean, on a surface level, spiders and snakes.
Yeah,
I
that's
cannot.
ancestral memory.
Yeah. Um, I think deja vu makes me scared because it makes me doubt my own like
Oh,
consciousness and my own senses.
when
It's
your
like
mind
I
is playing
know,
tricks on you. Yeah,
yeah, like I know rationally, like I did not dream of this, but like
yeah,
again, like if my mind can do all of these things, what can it tell me about reality and
yeah.
like
Good
world's action,
answer.
you know?
What's one thing you would like a second chance with, or you would like to have had a second chance with?
Um, Cinnamon. No, it's okay. I that's yeah. When I was little, I like consumed too much cinnamon and it really scarred on me and now I hate it for life. You know how Starbucks have like condiment sections? And once I added too much cinnamon and I took a sip of my drink and it was like the most disgusting taste. And then
Oh,
after I
okay.
just like I could not touch them. But
Oh, I
I
see.
have
So
an
you
insight for
spoiled
life,
your love of
you know?
cinnamon by overdoing it all at once.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you your own best friend? Do you love yourself?
I think I'm more like a teacher to myself more than
Hmm.
anything. So I guess I try to love myself in that way, in a more gentle and caring way, but it's not really something I'm not really someone I'm really passionate about.
That's interesting
Um,
you say teacher, but so you feel like you have this dichotomy because you mentioned before you feel kind of immature and childish
yeah,
on one aspect, but the
yeah,
other side of you is very mature and very precocious. So maybe you're your own teacher, and
yeah,
it's like, hey, it's time to settle down.
yeah.
All right. Um, what do you do when you feel lost?
Um, I play music.
Oh,
Um, it's like the only thing that I discover that I can actually ground myself in because I feel so disoriented like most of the times. And music is something I can channel my intellectual energy to actually practice meditation. Like you know how like meditation doesn't really work for me because
yeah.
like I don't have any channeling of my intellectual energy, and that's where all the tension comes from. And when I can actually like consciously think about the sound, when I can like react to the sound, that
Yeah.
allows me to ground my mental energy in a way.
Wow. Okay, cool. What kind of music do you play?
Classical.
Which instrument?
I used to play piano, but now I sing.
Sing.
Yeah.
Oh, bust out a few bars.
Sorry?
Sing us a few bars.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
All right, that's festive. We're in Christmas time. What habits do you want to break?
Oh, definitely going on my phone. I've tried, I quit like going on my phone for like a week. I limit myself to like 5 minutes of screen time, and that was like the best thing I've ever done.
Hmm.
Like, I feel so much more at peace, so much more oriented. But like again, like in this climate, can you really live without your phone, especially as a teenager? It's a question I often ask myself. But yeah.
I like the idea of making rules for yourself or having a little calendar and just say, okay, I'm taking a phone-free day. Okay, every
Yeah.
other day I'm going to use it relentlessly, but on Wednesday I won't touch it. How far do you think you are from achieving your big dreams?
I think I'm too young to determine what any big dreams I have, but I think I'm still quite far. Like right now, I have dreams, like I want to become a lawyer, I want to be financially stable, like these kind of things. But I don't think they're actually big dreams. They're more like goals. I think dreams is more about like your mental state in life or your worldview. And I don't think I know what that is yet. But I know I'm quite far from it.
Okay, you want to
Yeah.
be a lawyer? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Isabella, did you know she wants to be a lawyer too?
Yeah, most debaters want to be lawyers.
Oh, do they? Oh,
Yeah.
well, you have Sterling can help you with your LSAT.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
Do you believe in the concept of love at first sight?
I think there's some merit to this concept. I don't know if that answers the question, but I think there is because we trust our intuitions less than we should, in my opinion. And I think that like
Hmm.
intuitively when we see someone we can sort of discover their vibe, their energy, and ultimately I think that's the most important thing in a partner. Like it's not really about all the like oh it's communication and stuff. I think all of those stem from your like
Yeah,
compatibility
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in a
yeah,
very
yeah.
deep
It's a
level.
good point. Good
Yeah.
point. You have a really amazing way of expressing the nuance, the little in-betweens of life. You know, you are so insightful and delightfully expressive and articulate.
Oh,
So you have a gift. All right. What would you do if you had just 1 year left to live? Oh, great.
oh,
Who writes
I
these
would
things?
break rules. I always tell myself like I like personally I would really want to know when I'm gonna die because like we always plan our life as if we have this like big arc we'll go to our 80s but like that's not always how life works.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if I were to end my life like in a year like I would do things that like I would stop going to school, because school is for a future sustainable life. It's not for
Is
the
it though? I thought the journey is the destination and all this little things you're doing along the way is what matters.
Yeah, but I think like school actually limits
But
a
what
lot of
would you be
people.
doing if you weren't at school? Look at everybody else is at school and at work. What are you going to be doing? Watching Netflix?
No, I read. I feel like I gain more
Oh
from
yeah,
reading
yeah.
than in school. I would do things I've never tried
Sorry.
before. I would even risk my life because I
What?
don't have that. Like I don't have that, long-term sustainability I have to consider. Like what's the difference between
Oh,
dying 3 months earlier and dying 3 months later? You
well,
know?
what kind of thing would you risk your life on?
I don't know. I would illegally go skydiving.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. What is the biggest priority in your life right now?
Um, balance between academics and personal development. I think having an entire focus on academics is not healthy for me. And I'm
Yeah.
really trying to like work out my place in the world as a student, as someone who will be contributing to society later. Um, I think this wouldn't stop until I'm like 60,
Hmm.
because that's what everyone's working towards. And yeah, I'd like to keep that mindset.
All right. How do you measure success?
Mm, by how much enjoyment you get out of it.
Okay, good. And last question. What decision of yours turned out to be the best one so far?
Um, moving to Canada. It's very generic, but I think it really changed my life in a lot of ways. And it's a different mindset that I've developed here. And I wouldn't want to be a student in China right now.
How do you see your life would be different if you had stayed?
I think okay, first of all, I really resonate with the schooling system. So I might just become one of those nerds who wear glasses all day, have braces, and just study. And that's not what I want to be. And if I think the core thing is when I came to Canada, I realized that that's not what I want to be. But I think if I was stayed in China, I would have kept thinking that's, my future.
So Jasmine, it was great having you on the program.
Thank you very
I look
much.
forward to seeing you in the brand new environment.
Yes.
We started classes downstairs now.
Yeah.
So are you coming back to do more volunteer work?
Yeah. Not this weekend, but because I'm still in Saskatoon,
Well,
but
we're going to be off right now. We're off for 2 weeks, so we
oh,
won't
okay.
be back
Yeah, I'm
until
coming back.
mid-January. Okay, great. So I look forward to seeing you in the new classroom. It's very fun and
Yeah.
exciting. It's just like everything you would ever dream of for a debating studio. Thanks for joining me. Say hi to Nini.
Yeah. I will.
Is she there with you in Saskatoon?
Yeah, we met yesterday.
Oh, that's great.
Here.
Oh, please say hello for me and tell her not to be
Yeah.
a stranger. All right.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas, Jasmine.
Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas.